cash to digital. With this, we'll discuss things, different ways to take payments in person, as well as why you should take payments in person. I know usually I'm talking about online payments and online services, but in-person payments are just as important as online payments. All right, so let's get started. So my name's Megan. If you don't already know me, I'm part of HeyGov's digital transformation team, and I consider myself a HeyGov specialist. If you book a demo with HeyGov, usually I'm the one you'll be talking to. And if you don't already know what HeyGov is, you might be asking, well, what is HeyGov? HeyGov is a municipal payment solution that helps streamline your services. We're headquartered in Door County, Wisconsin, specifically in Sturgeon Bay. We have over 250 customers in 28 different states, and we're tailored specifically for local government. We have 5 different apps that help digitize your municipality, and I will go over those at the end of the presentation if you're interested in other apps than what we're talking about today. So why should municipalities offer in-person payments? It's important for a lot of reasons. One of those is diverse population needs. Not every resident's going to be comfortable with or even has access to digital payment methods, especially older residents. They probably prefer to pay in person, and that might be the only method that they can pay. It also builds trust. You build those when you have those face-to-face interactions, they get to know you, and it builds trust and rapport between the municipality and its residents. This gives you a direct communication with your residents, and you can also address any concerns while they're there. Also, just for accessibility reasons, some residents don't have reliable internet access, or maybe even internet access at all. And maybe they don't have the necessary devices for online payments. They might not have a smartphone, might not have a computer. So providing those in-person payment options just ensures that all residents have a method that they're able to pay. Another reason is immediate confirmation. So they'll be able to get immediate receipts. And for those that are making payments right at the tail end of the time for them to be able to make those payments, like utility bills or tax payments, maybe they're coming in the day that they're due. It just lets them know that you are receiving those payments, and they're not going to get any late penalties, so that their payment's been processed. It also gives a way for cash transactions. Some people just prefer to deal with cash. Surprisingly, there are people who still just choose to pay with cash. I have a younger sister who, when she gets paid, she takes all her money out, and she keeps it all in cash, and she uses cash to pay for everything. And like I said, she's younger than me, so there's still people who are wanting to pay with cash. Another reason is just complex transactions. There can be things like building permits, fines that people might want better clarification on the payment structure, or just it could be a complex payment that involves a lot of calculation that would just be easier to do in person. Okay, another reason is personal assistance. Anybody that just needs a little extra help making their payments, that gives you, that's why you're there, to help them with that. So it gives them a way to make those payments in person to get a little extra help. Another reason, safety. Making payments online is very safe, especially when you're using a platform like HeyGov that has all the required compliance measures, but some people still do not trust online payments. That's a valid, reason and concern. Some people's suffer from identity theft or had their card information stolen, and they just do not want to pay online. So they feel more safe coming in person to pay. Next is just flexibility. It's just good to have all of the different payment options. For all the reasons I've said so far, it's just good to have flexible options. The last reason is community presence. It just gives you a physical presence in the community, and it reinforces your role and can lead to better community engagement. So how can HeyGov help with those in-person payments? So some different things that we can help out with. We can get you an in-person credit card reader. I actually have one here with me. That's upside down. And ours do have like the tap to pay, swipe, and the chip reader. We can help you out with remote QR code payments for things like boat launches and things where it is kind of an in-person ordeal that you're paying, but also you're using your phone. We can also help you with the ability to log cash and check payments in HeyGov, so you're keeping all that payment information together in one place. And the last thing we can help with is it's going to connect to your accounting software. So logging these cash and check payments, taking in-person credit card payments, all of this can just be exported out of HeyGov and imported into your HeyGov, into your accounting software. So what does that look like in HeyGov? Over the next couple of slides, I'll kind of show you the different ways that you can take in-person payments in HeyGov and what that looks like. So what we have here is the back end of our payment system. And if it's not full screen for you, there should be a button along the bottom of your screen where you can make it full screen if you need to be able to see it a little bit better. But here, this is where all the payment information lives. That's going to be online and in-person payments. So here you can see the balance. That's going to show you how much money hasn't been sent to your bank account yet. And again, below that, you can take payments with the card reader in person. And then all the way to the right, you can log cash and check payments. And I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. On the screen at the top, you can see it's broken up by department. So all of your departments can take in-person and online payments with HeyGov. You're also going to be able to view those deposits into your bank account. So like when this balance deposits into your bank account, you'll be able to see a breakdown of all of the payments that was included in that deposit, like who made the payments, what it was for, and you can also export out that information just to help with reconciliation. So one thing you can do in this dashboard is print receipts. So after somebody makes a payment in person, if they want a receipt, you can view and print those from your office. Another thing you can do is you can record those cash and check payments. So you can keep everything in one place under the department, under the correct department. So you just type in who's paying, what the payment's for, and then the amount, and then you can log whether it's cash or check. If it is a check, you can enter in the check number. If it's cash, you can log what bills they paid with if you need that information. And then once you add it, it just adds it to this account activity screen. Right, and for some reason, this one didn't load in very well, but this is the payment and card reader screen. So this is where it's going to connect to your terminal and send those payments over. So the information you need for this one is just who pays, what the payment name is, so what they're paying for example, if it's like a dog license, and how much they're paying. And then it'll calculate the amount plus the payment fee for you down here, and then you can just send it over to your card reader, and then you'll be ready to take the payment. The payment fee with the card readers are 2.7% plus 5 cents. It's a little bit lower than online payments. Online payments through HeyGov are 2.9% plus 30 cents. So it's a little bit lower. You're also able to refund any payments from this payment dashboard. And even if somebody's making a cash or check payment, you'll want to log that in the dashboard, just so all the information is correct for when you import it into your accounting software. But you do have the ability to either log refunds or to actually make refunds if it was a card payment. And the only thing you need for this, I don't think I mentioned it before when I was going over the card payment, you just need a Wi-Fi or LAN connection. With our card readers, they do connect via Wi-Fi, but there's a dock that you can buy to plug it in through a LAN connection. If you are using Wi-Fi, any computers in your office that are connected to that Wi-Fi will be able to use the card reader at their connected to their computer. So like I said, it just runs based on Wi-Fi. Any computer in your office that is connected to that Wi-Fi will be able to use the card reader. If there's multiple offices, with different they're on different Wi-Fis, or you're doing a LAN connection, you'll want to get multiple card readers. All right. And the next thing you do is you can export all this information out. I've already mentioned this, but you can export all this information out and to import into your accounting software. So these are a few of the different accounting softwares we connect with, but most likely we can connect with your accounting software, even if they're not listed. A lot of times we just do a file swap method. So that means that we make what you export out of our system match up with what your accounting software needs to read, just to import all that information in without you having to manually enter it. All right, we can also help you out with remote QR code payments. And this might be a QR code that you have, posted up in your office, or maybe at campsites or boat launches, anything like that. We can help you out with making a sign for those. You can put it on your desk. You can have it in your window, wherever you need it, depending on what the payment's for. But those QR codes can lead to a payment portal or even a form for them to fill out. And they're very simple, intuitive, easy to use payment portals. So we can see here, I'll have to enter in my name, my billing address, and then I'll enter in payment details. So that's going to ask for a piece of information. This one's telling me that the boat launch permit's $8, and I need to enter in my license plate number. So I'd enter my license plate number there, enter $8 there. It'd calculate the amount plus the payment fee, and then I'd be able to enter my card information. So that can help. It's good to have that as a second option. Maybe somebody forgets their card, or it's not swapping correctly for some reason. The card reader's not reading it. It gives them another way to pay where they can just enter in their card number, and or if they even have their card information saved in their phone in like an Apple Wallet or the Google Wallet, they can just have that autofill their card information. So what payments should you take in person? Any payments that you currently accept, you should also offer in person. I think all payments should be offered in person and online. But here's a lot of different things that our customers take payments for. I'm not going to read through all of these, but some things are like boat launch permits and passes, building permits, even cemetery plot payments. We have a lot of municipalities that take payments for those. Court forms, like any type of payments for those. Dog licensing, pet licensing in general is a big one. I know we've even done chicken licensing before. It's always good to accept donation payments. That's free money coming in for you guys to use. And you can do it by department. So if you want to do like fire department donations, library donations, things like that. Emergency response, you could do special event. You could take payments for special event permits, utility bills, tax payments, parking tickets, any fines, operator licenses, liquor licenses. Are there any other big ones? Vehicle registrations, sport registrations for your rec center, facility rental fees. A lot of people are going to prefer to come in person for those larger payments like taxes, just so that the fee's a little bit lower, whether they're paying with a card or cash and check. I know like property taxes, those can be, $1,000 sometimes or more. And, the payment fee on that, if you're doing an online payment, it can get kind of hefty. So a lot of people would prefer to come and pay in person for like those larger payments. And right now we are running a special. So if you sign a contract with us through the end of the year, we're giving each municipality that signs a contract with us a free card reader. Like I said, that's for any contract signed through the end of the year. And it will be this one that I have here. Like I said, it just to cover it again, it has the tap to pay, swipe, and then it has the chip reader. And these just connect via Wi-Fi. They won't come with a dock, but if you need a dock, we can get those for you and get you an estimate of how much they cost. I think they're a couple $100. But again, if you have Wi-Fi in your office, you can just connect via Wi-Fi, and you don't need any extra hardware. It'll connect to your computer, it'll connect to your laptop, whatever you use. All right. And now I will take some questions. Does anybody have any questions for me? You can either use the chat feature at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, or you can use the Q&A. This is a quicker one. Quicker presentation. I feel like mine usually lasts a little bit longer than this. I don't have any questions. I'll give you guys a minute. While you guys are thinking of your question, oh, here's one. Do you have this information online? You can find some of this information on our website at heygov.com. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a little tab that says in-person payments. Outside of that, I will be sending this recording out, and any additional PDFs I can send to you as well. And I also do demos if you would like to have a one-on-one talk with me and kind of see how this could work for your municipality. I'm always willing to chat with you as well. So we'll send out a link to schedule a call with me. Since you're the new town clerk and tax collector, would you need 2 separate readers, or is there a way to separate which account the payment's being deposited to? Yeah. So let me scroll back up and I'll kind of show you what this looks like. So you could have this same card reader. You can use it for multiple departments. So on this screen, oh, I zoomed in way too much. I don't know if this is zooming for you guys too, but at the top here, there's different departments. So you could have one for tax collections, and then one for like general and person payments, or however you'd like to do it. You can even break it down. Like you can have a department that's for taxes, and then one that's for like dog licensing, and then one that's for building permits. You can have it separated out whichever way works best for you, but that just keeps the account activity screen separate. But you can definitely use the same card readers for both of those things, as long as it's in the same office and you use the same, or it's connected to the same Wi-Fi. Did that answer your question? Yeah, I'll send you some information, and I can send you some pricing information as well. And if anybody else would like to have extra information, pricing information, or wants a call with me, you can just let me know in chat, and I'll write it down and get in touch with you afterwards. All right. If anybody else has questions, feel free to continue dropping them. I am going to go over our other apps really quick. Okay, Sherry, I have you written down as well. Okay. All right, Sherry and Jerry. All right, so today we've kind of went over our HeyGov Pay app, which again, it can also be used for online payments. We also have Hey License, which is online licensing and permitting with workflows. So it gives a way for people to actually submit those dog licenses, building permits, operator licenses, any of those forms that people fill out and they turn into you. We can actually have that process moved online with the online forms. It also gives a way for them to pay for them online directly after filling out the form. And it has workflows built in. So if there's different departments or people that need to check off on the form, for example, like a building permit, if there's somebody that needs to do like an inspector check, and then if there's somebody that needs to go in and make sure all the information's correct, you can have them receive notifications and enter all that information into HeyGov attached to the form. So it can move that whole licensing and permitting process online. We also have Hey Reserve, which is for online reservations. It's kind of like Airbnb for municipalities. It has an availability calendar, customized forms for them to be able to fill out, which can increase or decrease the final cost. So like if you charge for things like chairs and tables, electricity, things like that, we can actually have that built into the form where it changes the final cost. And then they can also pay for the reservations and deposits online as well. And then we have Hey 3-in-1, which is our free citizen reporting app. You get it for free with any module you purchase from HeyGov. So if you're just using HeyGov Pay, you still get Hey 3-in-1. It just gives a place for residents to be able to submit questions, concerns, report any issues, and you can actually communicate back and forth with them and assign that issue to the department. If you're interested and want to see more about any of these apps, feel free to book a call with me. We'll have a link going out to you after the webinar's over with, and you can book a call directly with me, and we can kind of talk about how it can work for your municipality. The percent we charge, is it based on revenue? So we do customized pricing. It's kind of depending on what you want to use it for, your population, and revenue can come into play for a couple of different things like reservations and some licensing, but generally it's mostly population and kind of the extent to what you want to use it. So how many forms you're wanting to have in our system or what you're wanting to take payments for. I'll send you a pricing sheet that kind of breaks it down where if you just want payment or if you want like add-on features like licensing and permitting, as well as reservations. And we can kind of chat and make sure it's pricing that works for you. And if you guys are interested, I have another webinar that I'm doing next month. I do these every month. Next month is actually about forms. So we'll talk about the licensing and permitting process and accepting payments for those with Hey License. And here's my contact information if anybody wants to write it down. Again, we will be getting in contact with you afterwards, but if you want to get in contact with me first, feel free to. My email's at the bottom. It's Megan, MEAGAN, @heygov.com. And we also have a phone number over to the right. And our website's heygov.com if you want to check it out and learn a little bit more. I appreciate you all for taking the time out of your day to learn a little bit about in-person payments. And if you have any other questions, just feel free to send them my way. You can shoot them to my email. And again, we'll send the recording out and some extra information. Yeah, thank you again for attending. I appreciate you all. I know that you guys are all very busy. All right. I'll keep this up for a little bit in case anybody has any questions they want me to answer here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your week.